Well, I first became interested in patois because of French. As a student at St. Joseph's Convent, my teacher had been to Israel, lived on a kibbutz, then she went across to France, where she picked some berries. It was all a summer thing. So I thought, what an exciting, adventurous life. So I started to do sciences du langage in French and really fell in love with linguistics, still focusing on French as a language and learning it. But then linguistics made me realize that I could use my languages to explore lesser known or endangered languages. And then doing some little bit of family research, realized that my own family spoke patois. They were from Siberia. So I started to look at people in Trinidad who spoke it. But actually, I ended up going to Venezuela, as you mentioned, before looking at Trinidad properly, because a friend of mine who was doing research in Venezuela met some patois speakers, and they really wanted their language to be included in Venezuela's array of languages. And now it is. Now every speaker of every language in Venezuela has educational rights, social rights, and legal rights. And those early conferences, I forget the year, 2005, was the first time we went, and it was just adventure after adventure. We ended up going on a luxury yacht one time, so we thought life was grand. But we came back in a canoe, in a pirogue, through the Bocas, and every single time we kept saying, okay, Amerindians did this, but we're not Amerindians. We really don't know how to man this canoe by ourselves, and do we like patois this much? So it took us to interesting places. So it helped us to get to know, going to Venezuela helped us to get to know Trinidad better. But as an immigrant language from the 1840s, Portuguese suffered the fate of most immigrant languages, so it means that the language is obsolescent or departed. So most of my informants, including one who just last week, have passed on. So I can't really do new research because there's so few native-born Portuguese speakers, whether native in Trinidad or native from Portugal. But I plan to revisit my research since I now speak Portuguese, and I can look back at my old tapes and transcribe them better, and I want to be able to trace the biography of the language from a socio-historical perspective. So I have plans, and now I'm keeping the interest alive because this year was the 165th anniversary of the arrival of the Madeirans in Trinidad. Everybody's been celebrating Indians, Chinese, Africans, and all of that, and everybody's important. I just really love this little book. I just have to focus on it. This is a publication from 1960, and it pretty much had most of our ethnic groups, not all, but I think ethno-linguistics, anthropological linguistics, all of those things are important. It helps to understand the society as, maybe you can consider it a mosaic, and maybe even if the Portuguese are one tiny tile in that mosaic picture, it's an important tile. So from a linguistic, ethno-linguistic and socio-historical point of view, my research goes on, and I'm working on